In the final years between Arsène Wenger's reign and the period of coach Unai Emery, Arsenal was always ridiculed as a young team that did not have the bravery of a big man in important moments. The Gunners have also been labeled Mr. Four for many seasons because they do not have too many goals and only aim for a ticket to the Champions League. That is why Arsenal has continuously disappointed in the period 2014-2019. However, since Arteta took over as head coach, everything on and off the field has been completely changed. Although we did not have the desired results in the first 1 or 2 seasons, we all see that the way Arsenal operates differs greatly from previous years. Mikel Arteta has thoroughly grasped the way of living, all activities on the training field, the mindset of preparing for the match, and especially the tactics and people on the field, which are the foundation to help the Gunners achieve positive results. In the last 2 seasons, the on-field performance of any team depends a lot on how the club operates, not just Arsenal. Arteta came to Emirates in a context where Arsenal was truly struggling after the reign of Unai Emery. He understood that only a truly strong revolution could revive the shipwreck of Arsenal. Previously, under Arsène Wenger, people saw the flamboyant and technical image of Arsenal players. There was a time when Gunners fans had to console themselves after every defeat of their home team by saying that they lost but were still happy. That was the image of Arsenal at that time. They had a beautiful, artistic style of football, but in the end, they only received negative results. However, with today's football, Arteta did not accept that. He focused on the players' physical fitness and took that as the foundation of each exercise. Not only in certain matches, Arteta wants all players on the team to be ready to fight every opponent. In short, this strategist wants to change the team's thinking both inside and outside the court and in the future. One of the factors mentioned above is the order in which Arsenal players line up in the tunnel before going onto the field to check in. Arteta wants his team to stand in a superior position with the opponent right in the tunnel and send a strong message to the other team, which will make the opponent a bit hesitant when stepping onto the field. Whether it is home or away, Martin Odegaard will be the one leading the team as captain, followed by goalkeeper David Raya. Then there will be players with outstanding height, such as Ben White, William Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, followed by Declan Rice and Kai Havertz at the back. These players are all over 1.83 meters tall. They are very strong and seem very ferocious. Above all, these players understand that they have a good enough form to allow them to show confidence in front of their opponents. There is a small detail here. When small players like Bukayo Saka, Martinelli, or Jorginho are rarely present in this team, they often spend a long time in the dressing room while other teammates are present in the tunnel. In this way, Arsenal manipulates the psychology of their opponents. When the opponents look at them, they only see big players with fierce faces. This detail may be small, but it can greatly determine Arsenal's outcome in the match. 3-23 going back 3 seasons, in the Champions League final between Man City and Chelsea, we can clearly see the contrast in the mentality of the players on both sides. In the tunnel before entering the field for Chelsea, there is the image of 11 players standing in a very disciplined line with very sharp eyes, while the Man City players on the other side of the front line looking at them as if preparing for a normal match, not a Champions League final. Romelu Lukaku also realized this, and he shared from that moment in the tunnel, "I knew they won." The concentration of Cesar Azpilicueta and Rudiger, I completely understand the meaning of their looks. That is proof that Arsenal has focused on the smallest advantages that they can take advantage of. There is no doubt that the Gunners have changed both physically and mentally when we compare the current version of Arsenal with Arsenal before Arteta took charge. Once they have the foundation, Arsenal understands that they need to have bigger and stronger players in the future. Players like Trossard, Jorginho, or goalkeeper David Raya, whom Arteta brought to Emirates in the last 2 seasons, may be exceptions. But Declan Rice or Kai Havertz both bring physical and aerial advantages to the entire team. Arteta said when successfully recruiting Declan Rice from West Ham, "He has physical qualities that we have lacked for a long time, and that is why we wanted to recruit Rice." This is the same with Kai Havertz. He gives us a difference like his quality and physicality. Arteta understands that he needs to do so to deal with the flexibility and strength coming from Man City and Liverpool in the very long run in the EPL. Arteta's team has played 8 matches this season with a squad with an average height of up to 1.84 faros. By comparison, Arsenal has only used the same height lineup in 1 match over the previous 5 seasons. Arsenal's average height has increased a lot in recent seasons. Even the current Gunners squad has the best average height in the past 5 years. Another interesting point is that the players do not have too many physical advantages, but contribute somewhat physically. Bukayo Saka's strength, Martinelli's speed, Martin's tenacity, and Gabriel Jesus' aggression all bring physicality to varying impacts. During the historic 2003-2004 season when Arsenal won the Gold Cup, thanks to their unbeaten record, their squad had a very special lining-up habit. First is captain Patrick Vieira, followed by goalkeeper Lehmann, followed by players with impressive physical and technical skills, including Lauren Campbell, Ashley Cole, Dennis Bergkamp, and Thierry Henry. Arsene Wenger, in his final years at Emirates, tried to recruit players with skill and ability to handle the ball. The Gunners at that time owned many artistic players with skillful techniques, but they did not have durability, which was also part of the reason why Arsenal continuously went empty-handed. In the world, there are many small but very durable and strong players like Xavi or Iniesta, who have wonderfully proven that fitness in football is not everything. But that didn't happen with any Arsenal player between 2014 and 2019, and Arteta radically improved this in his first days at the Emirates. Arteta was absolutely correct in building Arsenal's system on this foundation. He is gradually achieving success in his plan to reform the team, especially this season. In theory, the Gunners are in control of the EPL Championship. Arteta clearly understands what Arsenal needs to regain its position as a giant in English football, and teamwork is the strongest element of the team at this time. The last 2 seasons have marked a certain maturity for Arsenal, and even if they have nothing this season, it is difficult to underestimate the Gunners like before. Not stopping there, when Arsenal truly regained its position as a giant in the EPL, Arteta knew how to use more tricks to give his team an advantage in the championship race. The recent Enduring formation of Bukayo Saka, Thomas Partey, and Gabriel on the national team is probably just an excuse for this coach to have the strongest squad to play this weekend. After the days of working with Pep at Man City, Arteta's way of operating and coaching the team has now made significant improvements. That needs to be maintained and further developed in the future, so that Arsenal fans can regain the glory of the past. The national team training period has ended, and Arsenal will now focus all their efforts on winning the EPL Championship. For the rest of the season, this weekend's trip to the Etihad will be vital for Arsenal. Any result will reveal part of their fate at the end of the season.